boy, am I excited to look at this walking robot. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, Dragon Ball-ish fan, because I haven't really watched that series, but I love it. How does that work? And if you are like me in that sense, or better than me, where you've actually watched all of Dragon Ball or even read the manga, then you're probably going to enjoy Walking Robot. However, the Walking Robot, I can't find proof that it existed beyond the Kakarot video game and this beautiful looking statue. But that's enough of that, and that's enough of a brown box. So let's open this transport box and find out what's on the inside. Nothing, because I've already opened this. It's this walking robot, which we've clarified from Fantasy Jewel, and these folks made another beautiful walking thingy. So I'm very excited to have this bipedal walking robot because as reasons I've stated at the beginning, 2024, not available for ages 0 to 6. So I apologize. This is made for old people. Old people. If you're older than 6, ya baby. And I also already opened that. So it comes in this plastic clamshell, doesn't come with these figures. What am I doing? I'm not really showing you how any of this is supposed to actually work. So just bear with me. Oh, goodness sakes. This little duo comes from, specifically my version, the Black Hole Toys version that comes with this bike and both of them, which is really nice. And then there is, of course, an official version. But I wanted to test this out because she's the only one that actually has like a true sitting stance. The biggest complaint I've had so far messing around with some figures is that nobody can sit down and have their feet on these things. And this is all molded plastic here, so you can't. Let's just look at it. What am I doing? Now, this, let me get rid of those. They don't belong to this. There are a lot of cool things about this, and then some odd choices. The thing that I saw, the model that I saw has 2 exhaust ports rather than one outlet. It's one single exhaust. It has a dual exhaust. God, that part doesn't matter. What does matter is that. What are you doing?
Well, I'm just showing off the artwork.
Yeah, but I'm trying to record a video right now.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of different styles. I mean, if you just want Dragon Ball, well, I definitely have that. I mean, look at this. That's pretty sweet, right? I got another one right here and another one right here. Check it out. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, we've done it.
We drew that.
Because we're the same person.
Oh, man. Well, then we should definitely be telling the people. Folks, check those things out. NostalgiaUnboxed.com. Wow. I drew that? This is all like built with metal pieces, which is really cool. And then you have plastic here. And I think all of this, yeah, it's weird. Like basically only the legs have metal in there from what I can feel. Everything does pretty much come off like pretty easily too. Like you open it out of the box, nothing needs to be attached, but everything can kind of come off, which I thought was interesting. It's an interesting choice. The exhaust can slide right off this little pipe, and the seat comes off. This is a rubber, so is this, which is interesting, and so are these foot pegs. Now the handlebar setup is actually really cool, so check this out. You actually have functioning, like, well, not functioning. There's articulation, I guess you would say. There's movable parts for the clutch and the brake, which is pretty cool. So left and right side, these are movable. And all these little wires really add life to this thing. So I'm a big fan of that. Little wires here. But looking at the details, so they actually have capsule core here right on the front of it. Put it into the camera, you can see that this is like some kind of application, and it is pretty much way off center. I don't know in my brain what that's supposed to look like. It does seem like it's in the wrong spot, but that's only just now am I realizing that by putting it into the camera. My human eyes were fine with all of this. All the little details, the paint work here is really nice. This little light bulb piece also comes off. Obviously there's no light in there, but if you could find a tiny little LED, look, it seems like you could place one inside there. I bet that would be super cool for photography, because usually when things light up like this, that's the only time there's a benefit to it, is photography. Desk mat is Dragon Ball related. I just didn't want to remove it, and maybe I wanted to promote it. The link is in the description. But there's a lot of moving parts, so you can move all of this here. You got these pieces. You have up and down. So it's kind of this weird motorcycle slash bike bipedal robot thingy. But right out of the box, I pretty much fell in love with this thing. I will say right off the bat, how many minutes am I into this? That it does need some kind of stand to help the front of it, because it is very much front heavy, and you put a figure on there, and while this part is ratcheting, you can hear that, these are not. And this is where the weak parts are. I would want to be able to tighten this up, but I don't know of any way to do that. All of these little like feet things are rubber too, which is nice. So if you are putting it onto a different type of like a dial or something, then these can kind of like lift up over top of a rock or whatever you might have on there. You have articulation here at the ankles, which is nice. But the fact all of this is functioning is really, really nice. You also have some like hip flexors or whatever, so you can have a wider stance or just do whatever kind of setup you need to make this thing look like it's going around a turn or whatever. This is such a fun design. It's not really something I would ever expect Tamashii Nations or Bandai to actually make, because it's so specific and so unique. And it is a little pricey. I mean, this thing is $70, but this is something that isn't, again, it's going to be very, very hard to find anybody else making something like this that isn't just a statue. So I think if you really love this kind of Toriyama style machinery, then this is definitely an item for you. Because the only other vehicles that I can think of are actually super expensive now. I'll put that on the screen because I've forgotten what they're called. But as you can see, this ankle, it's already like collapsing on itself if there's enough weight forward. So it's gonna have to have a pretty unique stance, or you're gonna have to find something, some kind of stand that you might have. This came with a raptor, a dinosaur, and you could probably get that at least to help by putting it into the front of it. I wish there was something that would just go into the spot. Whatever, I'm talking about that too long. There's not a lot to say about this thing other than it's beautiful. And if you're a fan of this kind of stuff, as I've already stated, you're gonna love this thing. But you're gonna have to find the right figure that works best for you, because, you know, even this highly articulated Goku figure still looks a little weird on there. So that's why I think I'm going to go with either the kid Goku of some sort, Teen Goku, maybe, I guess you call him, or this Bulma, because with the black hole thing, or the official one, she does come with this skirt so she can sit down properly, and you get gripping hands, and her hair falls off because she's a knockoff. But that kind of looks the best. Plus, I mean, come on, she's making this stuff, right? If you enjoy this kind of stuff, you like Dragon Ball, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Fantastic way to upgrade your GT Goku. 2 different ways to do it, actually. Does that not look fantastic? Beautiful work from KW Studio. No surprise there. And I honestly can't be happier.